Back everyone to another episode. Joined by my co-host Matty Bissett.
Hello.
Here to kick off another episode. My man wants to know, heading into the end of term, what's your number one trick for handling end of term chaos?
Planning.
Planning for the next term.
No, planning on how you're going to do everything so it's done by the end of the term.
Do you find these days end of the term creeps up quicker? Or
Absolutely.
you just feel like you start. See, I'm normally not too. I get to about mid-term and then I crash a bit, and then I sort of have my second win towards the end of the term. But like I can feel week by week.
Yeah.
However, for the first time in how many years, last term, it felt like I went from week 1 to week 9, like instantly.
No, I don't know what week it is.
You just go being
It's
week
just-
10 holidays.
Yeah, and try to plan in the middle so everything's done by week 10.
But you'd be. How's your planning go? Are you pretty studious with your planning?
I try.
It's a conscious effort.
So I start really well with paperwork.
Yeah.
And then it just dwindles down.
Okay.
That's why I need to make sure it's like a plan by the end of the term to get it all done.
But then you're pretty good in the moment though.
In the moment, great, can nail that one, all good. But when it comes to documenting stuff down, Miles, that's not my forte.
Okay, well that's it. I'm the opposite, man. Like the more planned I am, the more calm I am. But I'm not bad in the moment. But I feel like I just want to be, when I get stressed out, I want to be as least stressed as possible. Yeah. Whereas, I've got many other people in the teaching career who are just like, minimal planning, but then just dominate when it all sort of the pressure comes on.
Yeah, it's great.
And works like that. There's pros and cons to everything. My number one trick for the end of term chaos, having patience with yourself, having patience with people around you. And I think that's a big one. It's easy. Like even, something simple like the photocopier line or you're waiting for someone, whatever.
There's ways around the photocopier line, Miles.
How dare you suggest something? Tricks of the trade, hey? Don't photocopy. No, it's...
well, that is one.
But it can get crazy. It can get crazy. Everyone's under the stress. Everyone's under the pressure. So just, consciously make that effort.
Yep, pretty much. And make sure, you have like a weekly or a daily to-do list. That will help you finish on time, so you're not wasting your holidays doing stuff.
Oh, I think there's nothing better in teaching when you rock up that first week of the new term. You're just like, all right, I know what I'm doing. I know the direction I'm heading in. Instead of those first couple of days just being crazy, you're like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, so in saying that, today's episode, what I want to focus on, or what we want to focus on, is the things in teaching that textbooks can't teach us. I think a lot of times there's a lot of literature out there, there's a lot of research. People just go, look, this is working for these people, this is working for this country.
Yep.
But I think teaching is very much a personal thing, and it's going to be very much a thing that has to happen in the moment. So just a couple of things in our careers that have sort of worked for us outside of the textbook. My first one, patience as a tool. And I know we talked about it previously, but I think it's, there's so much happening in the classroom all times, and it's so dynamic. Be able to snuff or just lose your mind's not going to help anyone.
Nah, absolutely not. Doesn't help anyone.
Yeah,
at all.
And I think on that. I mean, patience shows your students that you won't be baked into frustration as well. We mentioned it on previous episodes that kids can become experts with reading body language and trying to psych up teachers.
Yep.
But if you get in there,
they like to poke the bear.
Absolutely. But if you go in there from the start and go, all right, this isn't going to get to me. I think it sets that learning environment up.
But it also helps you stay calm at the front.
Yeah.
Like, because you're like, I'm okay. If they say something, they call me a name, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to.
That's the best.
Rub my earlobes, do whatever.
So, when you're a new class or a new teacher for a new class, and they try to test you. And then the remark gets sent out, the class just goes quiet, and you're like, all right, nothing's going to know. Okay, we've got 9 months of work in front of us to get through now. Can't be rattled, son. And I think I was having patience with yourself as well. You're going to be early in your career, especially you're thrown in the deep end, it's on from the start. And the thing that struck me the most from going from prac into having my own class is from the first lesson, you're by yourself. Even on your prac, worst case scenario, you can go to your prac teacher if you have to. When you're by yourself, your head of department, whoever might be teaching at the same time, or might not be available to deal with.
So I don't have that, Miles. I was an early childhood teacher, so I went from prac, where I had an EA and a teacher to help me, to a classroom where I had 2 EAs
Very good.
myself. So
Very good.
it's a little bit different jumping, but I know what you mean.
When
though,
you're dealing
like-
with 60 kids at once,
Yeah.
or whatever the large numbers are.
So it's definitely a bit easier for me for my transition from uni to classroom because
Right.
I had someone to help me who did a lot of early childhood stuff. They
Yeah,
knew
good.
exactly what they were going. So if
Good.
I didn't really know, I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
am I doing this right?
Yeah.
Where most people don't have that.
Well, and that's
Actually, 90% of teachers don't have
yeah.
that.
The early mentor's important. The early good
Yeah.
mentors, massively important.
And if you can get, like, obviously patience is very, very important for
Yep.
the classroom, for your teaching. But if you can get a mentor that has that as a core value or a core whatever,
Yep.
that's sort of, like, your mentor doesn't make you like them, but they can give you bits and pieces that can help you along the way.
And slowly build you up.
Yeah, and I feel like that the mentor program. Did you have a mentor when you came out, Miles?
No, cause I was in the country, man. So I was lucky that my head of department at the time was awesome. It's still probably one of the best head of departments I had in 17 years teaching. But and the other thing, she'd been in the town for 20 years as well.
Yeah, okay.
But she was strong and she was good. And then when I
Yeah.
came to the city, I had another very good head of department as well.
Yeah.
So I think that having two strong leaders in my first 5 years really helped set me up.
Is that how it works in high school?
What's that?
So, like, your first port of call as a teacher is your head of learning area. Is
For
that
behaviour stuff?
yeah?
Yeah.
And even curriculum, I guess. Like,
Yeah,
is that your
absolutely.
go-to
Absolutely.
person?
Student services is more prevalent over the years. Like when I first started teaching,
Yep.
I didn't teach in a school that student services existed in for my first 10 years of teaching. So when I
Yeah.
finally came to a school that was, I didn't understand the role.
Yep.
But I think it's as a teacher, you go through your head department first. Head department's not available, and then if it's a behaviour thing, you look to student services for help.
Yep.
And work from there. And then, it depends if people are available and whatnot. What about yourself? A lesson that you've been taught in your career outside of a textbook?
Mine, or like the thing about it is, in uni they teach you a whole bunch of, evidence-based best practice. Do this type of stuff, but in the classroom, in the real world, it's not amazing. So I guess the one real thing that I've learned outside of uni is take everything on face value. Like just
Yeah, that's not
in
bad.
like your classroom, it's not going to be perfect. Your lessons aren't going to be perfect. You're not going to be able to have a daily review where all the kids are engaged. You just, at uni, they tell you, all the videos they show you, they're all amazing. They're all kids do everything they're told.
Well, did you have
That's not how it works.
Did you have the big debriefs as well when people came back from their pracs? And it seemed like everyone, so I was in a dip ed with 60 people.
Actually, yeah. No, I
Everyone
think
was
we
having
did,
an incredible experience. And you're like, mine was good, but there's definitely a lot of stuff went wrong. I think I look back now and made me a better, stronger teacher for it. But I think you're right.
What made me laugh about all those debriefs are clearly, like, I'm not going to say that I did amazing or whatever. I'm just going to do what I normally do.
Genuine person.
But the people that would come in and say, "Oh, my lesson was absolutely amazing," listen. I'm like,
Aren't
really?
aren't teaching anymore.
Did they really? All of them listen to you?
Yeah.
I don't think they did.
Here's another stat for you, man. So out of my 60 teaching in the dip ed, only 3 went country. But and then another thing, I had a group of 7 close friends who were all really good teachers. None of them are teaching anymore. And none of them are teaching after like 3 or 4 years in.
No, lots of people do drop out. So I did an early childhood degree. I was one of 3 males out of 100, and I think it was 110
Is that right?
people that graduated.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
just
yeah.
me and 2 others, and those 2 others don't teach anymore.
Yeah.
From what I've gathered,
And there Matty Bissett goes,
and then here I am.
paving the path for the next
Yeah, that's
generation. Look, on that, I think relationships is a big thing as well, and we keep going over it. But I think student relationships are the big one. And I still don't think, and people always talk about relationships, it's just like, this should do it. I think that's one of the things you just got to learn how to do it by yourself. And there's going to be different levels. People are better socially, people have had more experience with it. I think playing sport and stuff growing up definitely helped me communicate, and a lot of coaching and stuff. But if you don't build those relationships, like, it just goes pear-shaped real quick.
And you can be as patient as you want, but if you don't have a relationship with the kids in your class, it's not going to work.
Patience, and you have the best curriculum knowledge as well. But if you don't know how to talk to people.
Because if those kids are hungry, all your patience in the world is not going to solve them until they eat You know, that type of stuff.
Absolutely. What about yourself for the next one? You can't save everyone, but you can show up anyway. I definitely suffered from that to start with, wanting to be the motivational teacher and get in there. And you've seen Coach Carter, the movie? You know, Dangerous Minds and the rest of them. Wanted to be like
I know
that.
Dangerous. I
then,
think Coach Carter was the one that eluded me. I don't.
But so that off that premise to go in there and, you know, whatever, make these kids better. But it's just that it's a fine line between burnout as well. You know, and I think it's that perfectionism or striving for perfectionism can, and I think a lot of teachers do it, to be honest, can fizzle out quickly and start to impede your progress.
I think that, like, you can only save the people, I guess, or save the children, help everyone if they want to be helped. You know, that's more prevalent in high school. You know, like you work with a lot of high school kids that you try to give them some good advice, you try to point them in a different direction, but time and, you know, all that type of stuff that happens at home and outside of the school environment, you know, it affects them. It's too hard for those kids to try to change.
Yeah.
But you still need to be the person who's willing to give it a shot, because you might be that one person that consistently tries to help these kids, and they're like, you know what, maybe I'll give it a listen.
And does crack through.
You know,
and I guess in the back of your mind as a teacher, always that's what you aim for. You're going to be one that helps that kid or changes his trajectory in life.
But you also can't do it to the detriment of yourself and everyone else.
Yeah, and that and I think back to your point there. I think it can be those students that are going to be in your class and just don't want to learn. You know, and it's not cutting them off, but just still provide an education experience.
Yep.
But just realising it's not going to be the one that, you know, changes their life, so
You're
to speak.
not going to be the one that they remember and thank it their, you know, their graduation.
Absolutely. I think here's a good point. The power of consistency over miracles.
Always.
Yeah.
You can be consistently crap, but as long as you're consistent, the kids are going to know you're consistent. Hopefully you're consistently good, but they need consistency. And also,
what's the keys to being consistent as a teacher? What do you need to do as a teacher to be consistent? I think it's just separating yourself from the identity of a teacher at times.
Yep, and you also need to have fair expectations of yourself.
Yeah.
Like if you play, you know, semi-professional AFL on the weekend or whatever, you've got 3 kids, you've got a partner who works full time, you've got a full load, like in the classroom, you know, you're trying to go to the gym, you know, you can't do everything.
Yeah.
You know, like, so you need to prioritize what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, and that is where your consistency comes in. You know, I'm trying really hard at the moment to consistently get to the gym.
Yeah.
But it's really hard.
You're looking well for it.
Oh, thank you. But I'm trying to be consistent, but I'm not consistently there yet.
Is it discipline?
It's unfortunately taking on too much at work.
Yeah.
And needing to stay
life
back.
balance.
Yeah, stay back a little bit just to get it finished.
Yeah.
And then because I have to drive so far, I don't have time because my partner works, or, you know, she wants to go train, so we only have a limited time where I'll come home, I'll give the kids dinner and she'll go train.
Yeah.
So that consistency, if I miss leaving work at a certain time, then the cascade effect is I can't go train. So that's where the lack of consistency comes in. But if I start to not do as much work at work, you know, like stay back and accept all these extra things.
So set your boundaries around that?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's, it helps you perform better in more domains in your life as well. And I find if I'm more balanced in life, I'm better in the classroom as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just hard, you know, like there's so many things to do, Miles.
As a teacher or in life, Matthew?
Just in life, you know, I want to go to the gym, I do a sport called jiu-jitsu. I want to go to jiu-jitsu. I want to be able to watch.
It's not a sport, it's a way of life, Matthew.
It is a way of life, but that's for a different day, Miles.
Absolutely. It's at 40 years old, man, it's creeped up so quick as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, I started teaching at 23. Now you're 40, and like, A, I'm 40. B, I've been teaching 17 years. Like, this is crazy.
But I think time also does teach you patience. And it also does.
I was never patient growing up. I was definitely working on it where you were quite patient growing up. Yeah. It's crazy.
I thought so. I don't know if others do, but I thought I was.
I reckon it would have been. But I think that is. I think life is a great teacher of stuff, isn't it?
Absolutely, Miles. Absolutely. Where are we up
Next
to?
point. Your worth isn't measured by your student behaviour. Do you ever get caught up on that?
When I started, I did. When I started, I always thought that, if there was a kid misbehaving, or, what am I? I need to do something better. But then I realised that it's probably the environment. There's probably other things that are going on for that child. It's probably not. I'm just the person that they yell at.
Yeah.
Because I'm just in front of them.
Yeah.
So I think it was a lot easier to separate the two, mainly because I work with such little kids all the time.
Sure, right.
So, it's a lot easier to go, they're having a bad day. They didn't sleep today.
Yes.
As a pre-primary teacher, where when you're a high school teacher, you're like, I didn't do enough things, but they're the same things. The kids are probably tired. They had a horrible morning with their parents,
Yeah.
they didn't have the right breakfast. It's a lot easier to separate when they're little because they're little. You're not treating them like they're young adults,
Yeah, sure.
which I think is probably where it's a lot easier for me to separate student behaviour and, me as a teacher.
Yeah. There probably is that in high school as well, where you think that, it's solely on you to provide that experience in the classroom at all times. And I definitely equate it with how I'm going as a person, with how smooth a certain class goes. And I have the opposite as well. Like, my day's been determined about how a class is. And if I got that class period 5, I'm like, you're stressed all day. When I'm like, you can't do it anymore.
No,
Like, it's not worth it. It's unhealthy, and then just makes everything else miserable. Whereas now, and again, experience is a beautiful thing. Where you go through and see much stuff, you're like, A, it's not that bad, but then B, I've been there and lived through it. So I guess my advice on that one to new teachers is just have the experience, and just the more you experience
just teach for longer.
the more you experience quicker, the better.
But also, if you've got that class in period 5, that they're
Call
normally...
in sick period 4.
Yeah, go home. But they're normally, what they're going to be like.
Yes.
So just prepare, maybe have a bit of a lesser expectation for work or something like that. Give them more brain breaks, give them a little bit more of an easier afternoon, so then they know that, I've got that teacher in the afternoon, they're grumpy. So maybe just change expectations a little bit. Keep them high, but just change a little bit so that it's a bit more of a relaxed environment. Manage your environment a bit better. Put some soft music on.
Soft music.
Yeah, what's it called? Lo-fi. Is that what it's called?
I don't know, man, but like the not the classic. I put on something other. Like, I was never a music fan in class.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Put on like a YouTube compilation for my kids. It's just an hour of music going through like the best destination places in the world.
Yep.
Oh, it's incredible. So it's 5 minutes on like the Alps somewhere, and then it goes 5 minutes down to the Antarctic.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, this is nuts. This is so good.
Yeah,
I felt chilled leaving the classroom.
In our classroom, we always put on, I think it's called lo-fi music.
Okay.
Or ambient music that's just got, the screen will go, it's got nice calming, visuals, it's nice calming sound. Does it work? I don't know, but it makes me feel calm, Miles. And that's
if you're a calm person,
as the thermometer of the room, the teacher, needs to be calm and collected.
It is a better learning environment. Talk to you about flexibility and how flexibility is not what textbooks teach us or what university teach us. How it builds credibility.
So, again, if you think about uni, all of the examples they give you, all the videos you watch, everything.
Not dissing unis right now, but it needs to be more up to date.
Yeah, but that's for a different topic. But everything goes to plan.
Yes.
Who knows how many takes it took, who knows how many days, but everything goes to plan. Now, I've had some amazing lessons. They've been going great. All the kids, no one's playing with the hair next to them. All the kids are looking at the board. They're all whole body listening, as they say, and then someone just vomits. And you're like, well, there goes the lesson for the day. The whole class just, oh my God. So then you got to go, let them go and play and clean up the vomit. And then no...
Well, there you go. You're always on the edge, aren't you?
No textbook, no university lesson ever teaches you how to deal with a big puddle of vomit in your classroom.
The kids see you get onto it, see you get rid of it, and you're back ready to inspire again.
That's it. Give them a break, bring them back to the mat. Obviously not that part of the mat. You move them over a little bit.
Yeah.
Then go again.
No, I think you're right. I think if you can stay calm and adjust, and that's the big thing in any of those situations with old people. If you stay calm and adjust to what's going on, you're setting that resilience by example.
And like there's a whole bunch of stuff that happens daily that unfortunately only classroom experience teaches you. Like when you're in there on your own, not on prac, like you're like, oh, this is actually a lot harder than I thought to get everyone to look at the board that they want to watch. Like even if they're watching something that they want to watch, there'll be 5 kids doing something that they're not meant to be doing.
I still laugh when I talk to non-teachers, and I'm like, when the kids aren't paying attention, just like yell at them. I'm like, I want that to happen.
Yeah.
And then that happens, and nothing else happens. I'll be someone just sitting there looking out the window, going, "Well, I can't start speaking to you or speaking." And eventually, you'll win the battle of patience.
Yeah.
But it's
there's that P word again, Miles. Just patience.
There's that tit for tat with you versus students at times. But again, I mean, it's all a learning experience, isn't it? All right, closing comments, my man. What you thinking? Yeah, I mean, I think teaching's taught me lessons that no textbooks ever could. I think there's value in textbooks, and the research is always going to be changing. But I think, stay up to date with the research where you can. But more importantly, just look at you as a teacher in the situation at the time.
But even then, I think that if you look at the way that we're teaching now, well, not maybe you and I per se, but everyone with your direct instruction, explicit direct instruction, all your scripting, all that type of stuff. There's a whole generation of people that learnt through play and things like that. Yeah. But the difference is those teachers had autonomy. Those teachers learnt in the moment. Those teachers modified things in the moment to benefit their class. Where now, because everything's so prescribed and scripted and things, teachers don't have that autonomy, and they think that that's what they need to do. But to be an engaging teacher, you need to be able to look outside of those books, look outside of that research, and just deal with what's in front of you.
Yeah.
Understanding all of the, Maslow's hierarchy and all those things are very helpful, but, just deal with the little people or the young people that are in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, and I think you're right. I think, and my closing point is going to be, look, each challenge, each small win just becomes part of your experience or your wisdom for later in life. So
that's it.
Like
little steps get big results, Miles.
Like I always say, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.